Madam Speaker, New Brunswickers may be surprised to learn that nobody in the provincial government is in charge of public transportation. This has resulted in poor to non-existent intercity bus and rail services to connect our communities. As a result, there is nobody at the table to negotiate fixing the rail line between Campbellton and Sackville so that trains can travel faster than cars, enabling commuter rail to connect the north and south. There's nobody in charge of implementing affordable intercity bus services, like the Toonie Transit that exists to connect regions in PEI. Public transportation was completely absent from the Liberal election platform, the government's throne speech, the budget and the Premier's mandate letters. Will the Premier give the mandate of improving inter-regional public transportation in the province to one of her cabinet ministers?
I recognize the Premier.
Thank you very much to the member opposite, and this was part of a good conversation that I had with your colleague yesterday, because there are opportunities, as you say, to engage with groups like Via Rail and CN, which we do through both the Premier's office, through the Minister of Intergovernmental Affairs, through the Minister of Department of Transportation and Infrastructure. And then when it comes to public transportation, as you're probably aware, that's a mandate that's been given to regional service commissions and supported by the minister responsible for local government. So there are different people in our government that hold responsibility for making sure that both public and other transportation infrastructures are being maintained and being developed, while we focus on the priorities that New Brunswick articulated clearly to us around improving their healthcare system and access, making sure that they can live affordably in New Brunswick, and that we have an economy that is growing. So we're balancing those across our team.
Je reconnais la députée de Tantramar.
Madam Speaker, one of the top things that came out of the healthcare report that the previous government did was that transportation was essential for healthcare. At a climate change meeting in my community last night, public transportation came up repeatedly, and the need for provincial interconnection. And so the Premier just listed several different ministers and departments who kind of have a role to play, but no one is in charge of public transportation. And so, you know, ESIC actually wrote a report 7 years ago called From Surfaces to Services, an inclusive and sustainable transportation strategy for the province of New Brunswick. 7 years later, it hasn't been implemented because no one is in charge, Madam Speaker. So will the Premier fix this by giving the mandate specifically for public transportation in the province to one of her cabinet ministers?
Je reconnais l'honorable Première ministre.
Merci beaucoup, Madame la Présidente. À ce point, on a une équipe formidable de notre cabinet. Chaque membre de notre cabinet est fort, beaucoup plus fort que le cabinet qu'on a vu anciennement. Alors, je suis vraiment confiante dans leur travail et ils sont dans la bonne position. Au sujet de la transportation, comme je l'ai dit, il y a plusieurs personnes qui sont impliquées. Je n'ai pas mentionné le SDR, qui est aussi un groupe qui prend des responsabilités, puis comme l'exemple qui a été donné, le ministre du Développement social qui est responsable pour ESIC. Mais à ce moment, on ne crée pas un nouveau ministère pour la transportation publique.